my YouTube viewers. In this video, in this series of videos, we're going to be talking about hypothesis testing as it relates to the distributions. And so, how you conduct hypothesis testing is, number one, you state the hypothesis. So you're going to have a null hypothesis and an alternate hypothesis. You're going to formulate the analysis plan. You're going to analyze the sample data, and you're going to interpret the results. So that is the process that you're going to take to do a hypothesis test. So we're going to do a hypothesis test with a normal distribution. So if a company wants to test whether the average daily sales exceeds a certain amount, a z-test can be used under the assumption of normality. So like a normal distribution is sometimes called a z-distribution. And so that's why they call it a z-test. So we've got these values, which is a random number between 1 and 2,000. And the values go all the way down to, you have 50 elements, 50 samples. So your population mean is going to be 1,000. Your population standard deviation is 150. Your alpha, that's your significance level, is going to be 5%. Your confidence level is going to be 95%. Your sample size is 50, so you're going to count A5 to A54. Your mean is 925.92 that's your sample mean. And your sample standard deviation is 526.7045. The z-test statistic is D10 minus D4. So that's 1,000 minus 983.7 divided by D5. So that's your population standard deviation divided by the square root of D9, which is your sample size. And that's going to give you a test statistic of neg 0.76839. So your p-value is 0.77. And then so I calculated the p-value two ways. So 1 minus norm.s.dist brackets D12 is your z-test statistic and true. So that will give you your p-value. And then we have another inbuilt function to give you your p-value as well. It's z.test brackets A5 to A54. That's your range of values. To D4 is your population mean, and D5 is your population standard deviation. And so that's just two ways that you can create your p-value. So now we should have defined this at the very beginning, but your null hypothesis is the average daily sales equals the population mean, and your alternate hypothesis is the average daily sales does not equal the population mean. So we're going to interpret this, and so if D15 is greater than D7, so that's D15 is your p-value, is greater than D7, your alpha, you're going to type fail to reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, you're going to type reject null hypothesis. So you can see the p-value is 0.77, but the alpha is 0.05. So the p-value is a lot larger than the alpha. So that means you're going to fail to reject the null hypothesis. And you can see that the population mean was 1,000 and the sample mean was 983.7. So that is how you perform a hypothesis test on a normal distribution, and we have used 2 ways to create your p-value. So the next video we're going to make is a hypothesis test on a t-distribution. So I hope that you decide to watch that video.